Hello everyone, welcome to Literature Reads. Today we are going to do Myth, Fiction and Displacement by Northrop Frye. Frye is one of the 20th century's most excellent English scholars and literary critics and is also a well-known expert on Canadian society and culture. He was born on 14 July 1912 in Sherbrooke, Quebec. Now let's begin with what is a myth. So myth is a certain type of story in which the chief of the character, they are gods, they are other beings which are larger in power than humanity, and this comes under verbal art. The myth usually spreads in a society and sometimes it can influence the people's faith and their way of thinking. Now myth and legends are different. Myth has a complete story, whereas a legend will have only partial narratives. Partial narratives meaning incomplete story. Then Frye comes to fiction and tells us the difference between a fiction and a novel. According to him, novel is a product of imagination. It's an imaginative activity. But fiction can be used to describe the activity itself. Frye in this essay also says that fiction comprises work of literature with characters, and it can include novels, plays, narrative poetry, folk tales, and everything that tell us a story, that is fiction. For myth, Frye says that they are often used as allegories of science or religion or morality. Now shortly we can say that every work of art can be characterized as fiction in Frye's literary theory of criticism. Now Frye is also trying to interrelate, मतलब make a relation between myth and fiction. अब यहाँ पे to fiction he has also referred as literature. Fiction को literature की तरह भी लिखा हुआ है. So now he says that myth is an integral element of literature. जब हम एक mythical story पढ़ते हैं तो हमारे अंदर there is a definite category of seriousness because we believe that these things have really happened. A myth has very similarities to a folk tale, but because it has the creatures which are higher in power than humanity, therefore people people believe more in it, and that is why people are more influenced by. So Frye also said that literary shape cannot come from life, it comes from literary tradition, and so ultimately from myth, meaning that we can also say that literature has come from myth. Then Frye also tells us about the qualities that an ideal reader should have, and according to him, an ideal reader is one who absorbs, assimilates and internalizes the literary traditions of comedy, romance, tragedy and satire so thoroughly that they can be brought to bear concurrently upon whatever text he reads. So we concluded that literature has come from myth, and in this way literature gets a purpose of letting the myth still alive and making it more plausible or more logical, जो कि ये qualities myth में नहीं होती हैं. Myths are not usually logical or plausible, but when they are taken into literature, they get a meaning which is practical, and this technique is known as displacement. Hope you all found the video informative. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe.